Hello everybody, welcome. I like a warm stove. Yeah, um, I've actually got here, you can see I've got some bisque tankards here on the top of the stove here, which I'm warming up because they got fired a little bit too hard in the bisque. And what I want to do is dip them in some glaze. So if you ever have bisque ware that's a little bit on the hard side, you can if you warm it before you glaze, and also make sure the glaze is certainly not on the thin side, if anything slightly on the thick side, you then can just about get away with it. So that is what I have been doing here, and what I'll do is I'll move that for the moment. So I've got some glaze here. What I wanted to show you was a little bit of glazing, a little bit of double dipping quickly, and then we're going to go over there to the decorating table because I've got a little bit of banding to do, and we can talk about that. So we're going to give the glaze a good mix. As you can see, I've already done some there. I'm looking at the thickness of these, and I can see the thickness is a little bit on the thin side, but I think we'll get away with it. I think we'll be okay. They're ready for, those are ready for decorating and banding. But I have got over there, actually some of those I'm going to be putting in the Temmaku glaze that we just mixed up, and then there's some others that have got like a red iron oxide slip over them, which I've got to dip now. So I'll just talk about those quickly. These have been here on the stove, and that's these guys, alright? So we'll just put them here on the wearboard. Now these were actually, before I dipped them in the iron slip, I did a wax decoration, you see, and what we're going to do now is just dip them in this. So I'm just dusting them out. La, 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 la. Yeah, make sure you give your pots a good dust. Sometimes little bits, you know, they fall down inside and you don't see them, and then you glaze them and then they're stuck there permanently. But now's the chance to get rid of them. And it's not a bad idea. Sometimes you can take out your pocket knife, and you know, sometimes you come across a sort of a bit of a protrusion or something. Well, now's a good time to get rid of that, you see. So have a knife handy for that. Yeah, these do, you'll see, you'll listen to this. You see, that's really too hard for a bisque. You know, when you get that high-pitched ring like that, what's happening is the vitrification is beginning to occur in the clay body, and it gives a higher pitched ring. Whereas, take this for example. See, that's a lower ring. That means it's softer. Generally, the lower the ring, the softer the bisque. See that? Compare that to this. You can tell, you see. Use your ears. You've got to use all your senses in in this craft. You've got to use your nose, you've got to use your eyes, of course, you've got to use your ears, you've got to use your sense of touch. So, now I know I've done this before with you, but I'm going to do it again because there's no harm in repeating, is there? That's what we need. Repeat, repeat, repeat. It's all about practice, you see. So we're going to bring the camera over here and I'm going to show you how to do a double dip. Oh, what, Simon? What's that? Double dipping. So we'll just make a bit of space here. So I hope you can see that. So there's the glaze. Let's get another light on over here. A little extra light is never a bad idea. Right. So what we're going to do is, and this is something you can practice at home, and I recommend, I'm scanning around the place to see if I can see an empty jam jar, because a jam jar is something you can use to practice this. Where are the jam jars? What is that? I found a jam jar! Okay. Look, get yourself a jam jar, and it can be sort of like basically a sort of cylindrical shape, okay? I want you to practice this at home. Next time you go glazing, get yourself set up with a jam jar. And, okay, we're not going to need the lid. You want to be able to hold it like that. Okay, this is a good thing to be able to practice for the likes of coffee mugs and that kind of thing. Okay? The aim of this is to be able to glaze the outside of the jam jar and the inside all the way, but not get any glaze on the bottom. So we're going to dip it in and out of the glaze it in and out, and then we can take it and put it down like that. And there's no glaze on the bottom. Okay, so there's no cleaning off. It's very quick, it's very easy. Well, easy if you've been practicing, but not otherwise. But you're going to start by using a jam jar, just so you don't, if you've got a pot, it'll give you the basics. Let's see. We've got light. Is that enough light? This is the question. All right, I guess it is. All right, so I'm going to dip this. So hold it like that, and we're going to just go down like that, you see, and take it down to the bottom, bring it up a little bit, about halfway. Now we're going to jerk it, but not let it come out of the glaze. Watch this. And now I let it down. Now, you can see where if I take my finger off there, how the glaze has gone right inside to the bottom. But there's no glaze on the bottom of the pot, which is what we want. So inside there, that's fully glazed inside and out. And I can now take it and put it on the wearboard like that, okay? And I can take the next pot and do it. I can do a whole board, I can glaze a whole board of these in like minutes. Very quick. All right? And the good thing about this is you can rinse it off, you see, under the tap. Okay, you can rinse them off, and you can practice again. And what you need to practice is, it's not so difficult to get the glaze to here. The difficulty is getting the glaze inside, isn't it? Well, you've got to practice that jerk, and it's literally a jerk like that. If my hand is the level of the glaze, let's bring the level of the glaze up and pretend that my hand is the level of the glaze, okay? You're gonna dip it down like this, you see, into the glaze. And then, with this quick jerk, which is literally, it's a very quick up and down like that. You go like that. But you don't let this here come out of the glaze. If you let it come out, air gets in and it doesn't work. Alright? So go down and then ooh, like that. And you'll find it creates the jerk creates a wave of glaze which goes all the way inside and glazes to the bottom and then out. Okay, let's do it one more time. So down and up. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch my father doing this, or my elder brothers doing this in the studio. I remember, you know, they'd put it down into the glaze like this, and then they would suddenly jerk it like that. Whoa! Kind of give me a fright almost, because it's kind of quick. You know, you have to do it. It's like a, and that's at first when you do this, you won't have that. You see, you won't have that ability to do that. You've got to practice it. It's like tap centering and all these other little tricks. But if you do it, you'll learn it. Okay. So as you can see, we have the bottom is clean. All right. So that's that. Practice that one. It'll save you a great deal of time. Okay. Now I must quickly get on and glaze these while they're still warm because we had them on a stove. Okay. So you can watch me do it now. Okay. So I'm going to hold it like that. Now I'm going to dip him down. Let's give him a stir again because the glaze needs to be kept stirred, okay? Let's take the tankard and we're going to dip him down. Okay, bring the glaze right the way down to the base, but just take it, leave it about 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch. Okay, now I'm holding this down a rather long time because I'm trying to get some thickness on here because of the hardness of the bisque. Okay, so it's a bit longer. You really want to just take it down for a count of 3 is enough. Okay, now I'm going to let him up and I'm going to double dip him. Watch. See? Give him a little shake and then you see the glaze coming out. Now then, hold him up for you to see, and you can see inside he's, hopefully you can see that, he's glazed all the way to the bottom, and if I turn him round you'll see that the bottom here is clean. So I can take him, put him on the wear board like that, and there's no need for any cleaning off. Okay, let's dip him down. I'm holding him for a rather longer time than I would normally because of the hardness of the bisque, as I just said. Okay, and now like that, little shake, and out pops the glaze. Is he glazed all the way to the base inside? Yes, he is. Of course he is. Well, to be honest, occasionally you get that one where he doesn't quite make it, but usually. La, la, la. So you're holding him down. I'm not shaking the glaze off too much because I want it to retain as much. And what I should probably do is put these back on the stove, although I won't be able to touch them right now. Probably what I should have done is clear the space on the stove and then I would dip them and just put them straight on the stove, but I didn't think ahead enough, did I? fully glazed all the way, and a clean base. I say a clean base, but you notice here I didn't really clean this off very well after I dipped it in the red iron oxide. Can you see these? This wasn't very well cleaned off. If this was my student or somebody, I would say, hey, you didn't do a good job of that, but I didn't do a good job myself. For some reason, you want to get, if you're using red iron oxide slip, you want to wipe it off as soon as you've done it. You don't want to let it dry, let alone bisque fire it on, because you've had it then. You never get it off. All right, so okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to. Okay, you can see them there on the. Now those guys are going to be a little bit reluctant. You'll find hard bisque, once you've glazed it, is going to be a little bit reluctant to dry. I'm just going to play the flame of this over the pots to help them to dry off a little quicker. Now these pots are finished. They don't need any further decoration. All right, they're done. All they need to be done is, all that needs to happen now is that they just get dry enough so I can pick them up, and then they're ready to go straight into the kiln. Always double checking to make sure that there really is no glaze on the underside. And in case there is, you're going to take a small sponge and you're just going to clean it, just to be 100% sure. Otherwise, you'll have a pot sticking to the kiln shelf, perhaps. Okay, well, I'm going to carry on and give these a little bit of more with my gas torch here, just to speed up that drying process. Anyway, I was going to go and do some banding with you, but I don't think I am now. Because that turned into more than I was expecting, as usual. Too much talking, Leach. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? If you need somebody to explain sometimes some things to you. And so, April 13th and 14th, I'm going to be in Arizona at the Southern Arizona Clay Artists in Tucson, in conjunction with the Romero House Potters. If you're from that neck of the woods and you want to attend, get in touch with them and they may have some spaces. Other than that, well, keep practicing, hey? And next clip, we're going to be banding. Join the band. Take care. Bye-bye.